हरि ओं नमः सर्वेभ्यः अद्वैत चिंतन वर्गे सर्वेषां स्वागतम्। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितः परब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानं वर्षिष्ठां देवसदृशिगणैरावृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दमूर्तिं स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे। वडपिडपि समीपे भूमिभागे निषण्णं सकलमुनिजनानां ज्ञानदातारमादात् त्रिभुवनगुरुमीशं दक्षिणामूर्तिदेवं जननमरणदुःखच्छेददक्षं नमामि। चित्रं वडतरोर्मूले वृद्धा शिष्या गुरुर्युवा गुरोस्तु मौनं व्याख्यानं शिष्यास्तु छिन्नसंशयाः निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्ताय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। चिदोद्घनाय महेशाय वडमूलनिवासिने सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। दक्षिणामूर्ति स्तोत्रम्। विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यं निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्बोधं यदा निद्रया यत्साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्गुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्र्यचित्रीकृतम् मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यविमः योगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। यस्यैव स्फुरणं सदात्मकमसत्कल्पार्थकं भासते साक्षात् तत्त्वमसीति वेदवचसा यो बोधयत्याश्रितान् यत्साक्षात्करणात् भवेन्न पुनरावृत्तिर्भवाम्भोनिधौ तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। नानाछिद्रगणोदरस्थितमहादीपप्रभाभास्वरं ज्ञानं यस्य तु चक्षुराधिकरणद्वारा बहिस्पन्दते जानामीति तमेव भान्तम् अनुभाति एतत् समस्तं जगत् तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। देहं प्राणमपीन्द्रियाण्यपि जलां बुद्धिं च शून्यं विदुः स्त्रीबालान्तजडोपमा स्वहमिति भ्रान्ता वृषं वादिनः मायाशक्तिविलासकल्पितमहा व्यामोहसंहारिणे तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। राहुग्रस्तदिवाकरेन्दुसदृशा माया समाच्छादनात् सन्मात्रकरणोपसंहरणतो Yo sushuptasnuman praksapsamiti prabodha samaye yat pratyapijñāyate tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. So we are on the 6th Stothra. Rahugrasta Divakarendu Sadrishaha Maya Sama Achadanat Sanmatraha Karanaha Upasamharanataha Yaha Sushupta Puman Ya Bhut Sushupta Puman Prak Swapsamiti Prabodha Samaye Yaha Pratyapijñāyate Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. In the last class I explained the meaning, but again, Divakara into means sun and the moon. Sadrishaha means like the sun and the moon. Rahu Grasta, the belief those days was there are imaginary planet like Rahu and Ketu. Rahu is the head of a snake and Ketu is the tail of the snake. So Rahu Grasta Divakara means it is the sun, solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. Sadrishaha. Maya Samachadana. Maya is the one which is Achadana means covering. So the sun is being covered and the moon is being covered by Rahu. Same way, Maya is the one which is covering the light of the Atman or Brahman. Sat Matra means pure existence. Karanaha is the instrument. Upasamharanatha, when it is being withdrawn. Yaha Bhut, one who becomes. Sushuptaha, becomes in the deep sleep. Puman, the person. Prak Swapsamiti Prabodha Samaye Ya Pratyapijñāyate. Prabodha Samaye Yaha Pratyapijñāyate Prak Swapsam iti. Swapsam iti. I was not knowing, I had slept very well. Prak Swapsam iti. Prabodha Samaye, when he wakes up. Yaha, the one who Pratyapijñāyate means recollects or recognizes or recalls that before waking up I was in deep sleep. That person who, that knowledge which says that, which has got the Pratyapijñā or which is making the statement, that is the Sanmatra, the pure awareness, which is being shown by Tatmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye, the one who shows that Puman, that Sushupta, that Sanmatra. To such Guru Dakshinamurti is my prostration. Now, in this one there are two things which is being discussed. One is the Pratyapijñā. The knowledge that I was asleep is to whom? Is one aspect which will be the second part of it. Before that, there is Maya Samachadana. Maya is the reason why where the Yobut Sushupta Puman, one who is becoming deep sleep, his Karanaha Upasamharanata, which is getting covered by, even though Sanmatraha, he is pure state of Sati Sampadhyana Viduhu Sati Sampadhyamage, is what the Chandogya says. So Sat Matra or pure existence is the state, due to the withdrawal of the instruments, he becomes who Bhut, Ya Bhut, means one who becomes Sushuptaha. So after that, when Prabodha Samaye Ya Pratyapijñāyate Prak Swapsamiti, before, as soon as he wakes up, he remembers that the Karana Upasamharanada Avastha, that is that state of non-cognition or Agrahanam. That is why he says Prak Swapsamiti. I was in deep sleep, I knew nothing. Now this is being explained by refuting nihilism or shunyata of Buddhism by Manasollasa Varthika. So the Buddhistic nihilism or the Shunyavada is the one which is being Maya is not known to them. So that is why they have gone into nihilism or Shunyavada. What is Maya's role is being first mentioned here, and in that way, the Varthikakara, Suresuracharya, is also negating the Buddhistic belief that it is Shanika Vijnanavada. So, Swapne Vishwam Yada Andastam Jagrati Api Tadeti Che Sushuptau Kasya Kim Bhadi Kasasyai Tatra Chetana is the question. If in the Swapna state or in the Swapne, in the state of their dream, Vishwam Yada Tandastam, there is a world which is residing inside. Jagrati Api, in the waking also, Tadedi Chet, in the similar way, there is a world existing in the Jagrat also. Sushuptau, in the Sushupta Avastha, or in the deep sleep, Kasya Kim Bhadi, who is the one who is knowing? Kahas Thai Tatra Chetana, what is the Chaitanya or the awareness? What is there at that asset, Sushupta, which is not having the Swapna world, the dream world, or the waking world? So that is the question which is being put up by the Siddhanti to the Shanika Vijnanavada. So the nihilist says that Sarvam cha kshanigam shunyam sarvameva swalakshanam sangada paramanunam mahyam bimbagni samirana. So Sarvam cha kshanigam, everything is momentary. Life itself is a momentary thing. What in one of the following Harika will come. He is referring to the lamp. We have a feeling that the lamp is continuously glowing. But as far as the lamp is concerned, it is individual flames which are coming up one after the other when the fuel is being burned. And another, that example is not given here. In one of the other texts, it is mentioned as a river. We have the feeling that the river is continuous. The continuity of the river, even though it is momentary by the water molecules flowing in, we have a feeling of continuity. Similar is the experience of life as per the Shanika Vijnanavadins. One after the other, experiences flow in continuity. Therefore, we have a feeling of a life of continuity. That is Sarvam cha Shanikam, and it is coming out of Shunyam. Sarvameva Swalakshanam. Everything is by its own nature. It is a Swalakshanam, means it is not a Swabhava or Swarupa. Swalakshanam means everything has got its own definitions and identity. Sangadaha means it is a group of 5 materials, and the Paramanu means atomic in nature. Mahyabimba Agni Samirana, like the Agni Samirana, like the flame of the Agni, is what the status of the nihilist while saying that. And then he explains it. Manushyadi sharirani skanda pancha samhatihi skandascha rupa vijnana samjnana samskara vedana. Rupa vijnana samjna samskara vedana iti pancha. These are the 5. Rupa means form, vijnana means knowledge, samjna is the name, samskara is the memory or the impressions, vedana is the what you call, they call it as the sukha dukha ityadi, right, the happiness and sorrow, etc. Manushyadi sharirani, in the Manushya, Adi means every living being, you have to take it. Starting with the Manushya means human beings. Sharirani, in the body. Skanda Panchaka Samsati. This is the Skanda Panchakam. Rupa, Vijnana, Samjna, Samskara, Vedana. These are, when they put together, when they come together, there is a feeling of life existence. And what is that? Rupyanda iti rupani. Rupyande iti rupani. Vishayaha cha indriyanyapi. Vishayendriya yojnanam vijnana skanda uchyate. So, Rupam and Vijnanam is being explained now. Rupyante iti rupani. The one which is the sense organs, when they are not only the form but the senses, when it is being what you call apprehended by the sense organs, rupani, the object is being known. Vishayendriyor jnanam, the knowledge between the object and the sense organs is what is called vijnana, not the awareness or the knowledge or experience what the Advaitin is saying. So for them, it is the Vishaya Indriya Jnana. So Vishaya is an object. That when it is known through the Indriya, there is a knowledge which is arising. That is Vijnana Skanda. Iti Rupa Skanda, Vijnana Skanda. Then there is Samjna Skanda, Samskara Skanda, Vedana Skanda. There are the three Skandas which is being explained is Samjna Guna Kriya Jati Vishishta Pratyayatmika Panjada Kalpana Prokta Samjna Skandasya Saugatang. Samjna Guna Kriya Jati Vishishta Pratyayatmika. Now Samjna Skandasya Vivaranam, this is being explained. Guna, Kriya, Jati, Vishishta. That is, Guna is the qualities, Kriya is the action, Jati is the commonality or the with which they are segregated from others. Jati, Vishishta Pratyaya. So, the Pratyatmika, that the awareness or the knowledge which is being generated out of the quality, action and the social specialities of because of the name with which we know, that is the Panjada Kalpana Prokta Samjna Skandasya Saugata. That is, then he goes again to say Gavam Gauriti Samjna Ukta Jatir Gotum tu Gogadam. For example, when they are mentioning about a cow, Gauriti Samjna, there is a name called the cow. Jatir Gotum, there is a what you call Jati means category called Gotum. Cowness in it in the Gotum. Gogadam. These are the reason why the Gavam, the knowledge is there. Guna Shukladayastasya Gachatya Dhyatastata Kriya. Gachati Ityadi Tada means Kriya. Guna Shukladeha. The color, etc. are the qualities called the Guna or the adjectives. Guna means qualities. Gachati.
Shasna. Which is hanging under its neck.
Here the Sasna is not being referred at it. In the Gavam, where only Go is in Samjna, Gotam iti Jati. Then Shukladeha iti is the color of the cow. Gachati ityadi tada kriya. It is the movement or going and etc. of the thing. Shringi is the horns. Chatushpalanguli. There is 4 legs and a tail. Vishishta Pratyayo Hasau. And this is the way in which an object is being defined. Evam Panjada Klipta Samjna Skanda Ityidiyate. The combination of all these things put together is a name by which the name of the cow is being defined. Similar is the case with any object in the world as per the Bauddha. It is a Skanda, Samjna Skanda means it is a group of names by different particles of Guna, Kriya, Jati, Vishishta Pratyaya. The Vishishta means speciality. That is the foreleg and the tail with the horns. Is the Vishishta Pratyaya. Because this is the way in which the cow is being defined. Similarly, you can define any other animal or any object. Ragadyaha punyapapecha samskara skanda uchyate. Sukham dukkam cha mokshascha skandasya dvena ahvayaha. So, Ragadi, Punya Papa, these are all the samskaras or the impressions or the memories or tendencies, I can say. Samskara is more, better is to use the word tendencies of any object. Uchyate. And Sukham, Dukkam cha Mokshascha. So, happiness, sorrow, etc. is the Mokshascha, Skandasya Advayena, Skanda Syad
Vedana.
Skanda Syad Vedana Ahvaye. So, this Skandasya, Tatra Samskara Skanda is that Ragadi Punya Papai. Vedana Skanda is Sukham Dukkam Moksham Cha. These are all the 5 skandhas are being categorized by the Buddhist. Vedana skandha, right. So, Punyebhya eva skandobhyo nanya atma iti kachana na kinjid ishvaraha karta swagadadi shayam gajagat. Now, as per them, beyond the 5 skandhas, there is nothing other than called Atma or awareness or anything like that. Na kinjit Ishvara, there is no creator. Na karta, there is nobody who doing anything. Sugadadi shayam jagat. Swagadadi. Swa is it is a natural progression. What Darwin said. It is a natural selection of there is nothing called Atma, nothing called awareness. It is all part of the chemical reactions and or the materials only, and naturally it is being developed by the Swagata Adishayam, by the universe is self-made, is what they believe, and that is what their stand is. Skandebhya Paramanebhya Kshenigovyo Abhijayate Purva Kshanadeva Kshanamasyad Duttarottara. So Skandebhya Paramanebhya. Now it is born like a fleeting Skandhas and Paramanu. That is what I referred, no? That flame. Like that, Skandha and Paramanu are the Kshenegabhya Abhijayate. Even though they are all momentary, Purva Kshanadeva Kshanasya Uttara. They are also flowing in nature one after the other. We have a feeling of the continuity of them, the skandhas and the existence. Purvasma Deva Hi Jnana Jayade Jnanam Uttaram. The Purvasma Deva, the knowledge from the previous one is the reason why that immediately the subsequent knowledge is being developed. Sa eva ayam iti jnanam sveyam jwala eva vibhramaha. Like the flame is continuously is a one flame, is a bhrama, is a delusion. Same way, jnanam of one after the other, when it is continuously happening, we are feeling that there is a person who is knowing all of them as a continuity. Purvasma devahi jnanam jayate jnanam uttaram. So there is nobody who is outside the knowledge, and that knowledge is momentary in nature, but they are flowing in such a continuity like a lamp burning. Therefore, the Brahma or the delusion is happening that there is only one flame. Same way, Purva Jnana Jayate Uttara Jnana. This is how the Kshanika Vijnanavadins or the Buddhist, what we call nihilists, are talking about. Astibadi iti dhim astibadi dhi brandara brandai atmana atmasu kalpyate hanopadana rahityat akasha kim prakashate. Astibadi dhi, that it is there and it is shining like this awareness. Brandar atmana atmasu kalpate. The Advaitins are deluded by the Brandi, and then they are saying there is Atma and Atmasu kalpate. And in that Atma, what is that being attributed? Asti Bhadi, existence and the knowledge. Hanopadana rahitya akashe kim prakashate. So in the akasha, how do we know that there is nothing called an object called akasha? And then we are saying that akasha is the substratum for everything. Then the Buddhists are refuting that aspect of akasha. They say there is nothing called akasha. It is only a delusion that there is something called akasha or the space. Kim prakashate. What is that it is showing? Does akasha have a shine of itself? Atma, as per Advaitins, Atma is suprakasha. It can shine by itself. Like akashavat, like the space, how can it shine by itself? Is a question which the Buddhist metaphysicians are asking. Now the Siddhanti or the Advaitin is going to refute them.
Binduji.
Yes.
Can we stop and just collect thoughts on just to put it into context and talk in real language about the skandhas and the ramifications of these, the last 10 slokas? Can we just, what are we talking about?
See, as per the Buddhists, they are accepting that it is the knowledge of momentary knowledge. When it is in continuity, there is a feeling of oneness of the knowledge. But the knowledge is momentary to momentary because the objects are changing because they are atomic in nature. And these atomic objects are divided of 5 group of elements as per them, which is what they said. They said, no, Samjna, the 5. I'll show you that. Here it is. Rupa, Vijnana, Samjna, Samskara, Vedana. These are the 5 groups of specialities with which the atoms have been identified as per them. Either by the form, which is grasped by the sense organs. There is a Vijnana, or the knowingness by the Indriya. When the object is external, which has got the qualities, that is the Rupa. And when it is known through the Indriya is having the Vijnana. Not as per the Advaita, this is as per the Buddhists, please understand that. For them, the knowledge is residing in the Indriya. And Samjna is the name with which the knowledge gets a quality called a cow or an animal or an object. And that is giving rise to a samskara or a what you call an impression or a memory feeling that the knowledge is acknowledged. I wouldn't say the impression that way. And Vedana is the reaction of the mind to the knowledge which is happening in the form of sukha, dukkha, happiness, sorrow, etc., etc. So as per them, it is a flow of atoms in the momentary nature which is being acknowledged by the sense organs with the special qualities which can be categorized into 5. When they flow continuously, we have a feeling like a lamp or a river, and that one lamp or one river is flowing is the feeling we have. Same is the case, it is momentary in nature, but we have a delusion that there is one river or a one lamp which is burning. But it is momentary knowledge of, the atom of the fuel when it is burning is the fire which is coming. So when atoms are continuously burning, you feel that there is only one flame. Or water molecules, when they are flowing continuously, we feel the water is flowing and we have a feeling of one river. Same way, when the knowledge of the object, categorized by the 5 categories into which Rupa, Vijnana, Samjnana, Samskara, Vedana, is the categories of the Paramanus or the atoms. When the knowledge, Vijnana of the atoms continuously and acknowledged by the Indriyas, by the sense organs, we have a feeling in the samskara, and that is what is called, they call it as life. There is nothing called Ishvara who is creator, nor there is a doership of anybody, Chaitana or Chaitanya or the life principle, nor there is somebody called Atma. This is how they are summarizing that.
What's the direct translation of skanda?
Skanda means group.
Group.
The category, you can say.
Okay.
Group of category. I think it is there in this, somewhere given it. He has given it.
I'm reading from Swami Harshanananda, so yours is, I think, more better than mine.
Yeah. Bundles of conscious states. 5 skandhas or bundles of conscious states. That's what the translation given here. 5 skandhas or bundles of conscious states.
Thank you.
Consciousness of Rupa, consciousness of Vijnana, consciousness of Namkya, consciousness of Samskara, consciousness of Veda. These are all the bundles. Right?
Yeah.
This is what they have been always telling, that the Atma, there is no separate Atma, there is no Ishvara.
But Advaita holds the same principle or the same belief that the
Right.
Buddhists or the nihilists do.
Lot of people confused with this. I told in the last class, lot of people confused between Kshanika Vijnanavada and Advaita as similar. But where the difference comes is that for them the Vijnana is Kshanikam. It is a continuous flow of atomic knowledge. Whereas for Advaita it is different. The Atma, which is a awareness as a substratum in which appearances happen, the appearances are the one which is creating the feeling of object separate from the awareness. So that is being explained in the subsequent.
Just the last 10 seconds. You said the appearances in the substratum and the dualism is created by what? Did you say?
The appearance.
Can you just repeat?
The appearance are not real. Appearance can give rise to experience, but when the experience is being acknowledged by the knowledge, what happens is that the experience is given a reality because the feeling that the appearance triggered the experience. For example, the appearance of the snake gave rise to the fear of snake and etc. Does that mean that the snake was real, but the experience was real?
Yeah, but here's the. I mean, maybe we're not. We shouldn't go down this path right now. But so it's not my observation of the. It's going to take too long and it's too distracting. But it's my observation of waking that the objects are not created by me being distracted. That they're other. I mean, there's the appearances in the substratum they don't arise out of delusion that there's another. There's that Maya's happening as a flow in the substratum. It has to be that way. There's no other explanation for the appearance. It's not.
No.
Why?
The two waves feeling the separatedness. Is it real?
The two waves, what?
The two waves appear experiencing separatedness. Is it real?
No.
Same is the appearance of the object and the subject who is knowing the subject.
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense, though.
Why?
Well, because I don't look at the trees and then...
Because you look at the object as not you.
I know, but Maya's a flow, and so it's not...
Maya is not there. What is not there, the creation of that
is there, though.
The appearance is there. To create it. The snake was never created there.
I
to
know. I can't get this through. There has to be the appearance. My experience of the appearance is real, and so what?
But then ask the question: is it real?
Not fundamental, but the experience is real.
See, the wateryness of the mirage is also not real, but you have the experience of it. You can continue to have the experience of it even after knowing it.
Yes, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So
then why are the appearances happening then? Sorry, say that again. I interrupted.
The appearance reality doesn't mean that it is real.
No.
The appearance may be real, but the reality of the appearance is not there.
No, but the experience of the appearance is real, no?
The experience of the appearance will depend upon what is you taking as a reality. The appearance as a reality, then you have an experience based on the appearance. But if you take the reality of the appearance, then you know all appearances are the same.
No, I agree. No question about that. But the experience, you agree that the experience of the appearance is real, right?
That is because you take the appearance as real.
No.
The one which is not there, you are taking it as real, then you have an experience based on the appearance.
Yeah, that's true then, I guess. So what I'm doing is I'm saying, the appearance, the experience of the appearance is real, but that doesn't necessarily mean the contents within the appearance are are real. They're unreal, but they're not
Yes.
fundamental to the appearance. The
Right.
substratum is the only part of that which is true. But my point is that where the contents and the activities within the appearance, they have a flow. There's a flow state as part of that appearance. The waking world, all the contents, the planet itself, the cosmos, all of that doesn't have an independent life, so to speak, but the appearance arises. I sound so illiterate, I can't get the words out. But the way that it's put together, or the way that, because there is a putting together, because there's geology, Bindo. Like, the phone, everything was mined. There's metals and so on.
Patrick, tell me what happened to the reality of all your dream experiences.
They're unreal.
When you were experiencing, they were all real, no?
They're unreal, totally, I agree. There's no question about it.
Why for the dreamer it was real or not?
They disappear.
No, for the dreamer.
They're real.
They were real.
Temporarily. Yeah, temporarily.
Same is for the waker, when the waking world is vanishing in the deep sleep, what happened to the world of experiences of the waking?
Yeah, but dream state is a dependent state on waking, and the contents of...
No. Where is the dependency on that?
Well,
partially you may remember certain things there. Did you see yourself, your form in the dream?
Yeah. No.
Me?
Well,
no. Nobody ever sees themselves in the dream, but they see it as a node or a point of awareness experiencing the dream world. They don't see themselves. We don't see ourselves like an old man, but we can have an experience of an old man, but we don't see ourselves in a man. You may go in front of a mirror in the dream, but you won't see yourself.
Okay, so at the end of Dakshinamurthy, we can have this conversation then, because I think that I'm distracting the flow of the teaching. But my assertion is that the alchemy of the appearance...
Your assertion is based on a person who has got scared of a dream of a lion attacking or a snake biting, and even after woken up, he is still looking for the snake under his bed.
I suggest to you that there's alchemy within the appearance, and that's part of the appearance. That's the magic of Brahman. And
you have to shift your identity to know where that reality lies. It is just like the rainbow is real as long as you see it.
Yes, but the point is, there's no question. Everything that you said is true, but there's an alchemy to the colors. That how that appearance happens. Where does that color and the vision and everything reside? Where is the dependency for it? That's the substratum.
That is what I am saying. The realities of the substratum. The painting on the wall has no reality without the canvas there.
Absolutely.
And the colors. Right?
Absolutely. But what I'm saying is that there has to be an alchemy in the substratum in order for the appearance to actually...
The alchemy is simple, Patrick. It is the same alchemy of the substratum is there in the appearances also. If you see them as separate, you are deluded. But if you see them as the same thing, what is called the awareness or consciousness or Chaitanyam or Brahman, Atman, whatever name you want to call it as, if you see them as separate, then you are deluded. But if you see them as then you know that even though the mirage is there, you know the water is not real. Something similar.
Okay.
The appearance will continue, but you know there is the reality of the appearance is only depending upon the awareness.
Totally agree. No question. But there's alchemy.
Okay, let us refute what they are saying. How does the Varthikakara Sureshwara refutes that? Ityevam bhauta siddhanti bhashamano nishidyate shunyam cha chet jagataha hedu jagateva na siddhyati. Now, ityevam bhauta siddhanti bhashamano nishidyate. We being refuted, whatever being sounds like whatever may be the above mentioned bhashamanaha by the Bauddha Siddhanti is being taken. Shunyam chet, if it is shunyam, jagataha hetu, the cause for the world, jagadeva na siddhyati. The world is the cause for its own. They say that the cause for that it is the natural thing, that it is a cause in itself. Jagataha hetu jagadeva na siddhyati. You cannot say that the cause of the universe to be void and no entity, the universe itself cannot be as we find it, because that also has to be shunyam. If shunyam is the hetu, the jagat also has to be shunyam, or the non-entity. Gata shunyaha, gataha shunyaha, pataha shunyaha iti kaihi pradipadyate. Whoever says that the pot is non-existent or the cloth is non-existent, the question is the thing. Na eva basade shunyam che jagat nara vishanavat. Na eva basade shunyam. The universe is a non-entity. It will never would have appeared in any form. And it is like the horns of a man. No man, human being has a horn. So, like that, it is impossible for the shunyam to basade, to appear. Vastuarthi kim utpadyad padya arabdha arte adharate kimutpadyabdharartyah kim parityachet kaha vidadyat nishaddhadyeda dva shunyatva sasya cha atmanah. Now, to what would one resort to seeking to have a thing? What would one cast aside who is afflicted with the burden? Who is there to commend and prohibit when one is itself is a non-entity? Now this is referring to the different aspects of in the Vedic period of time. Vastu arti kim utpadyena. So if it is to be something is to be produced, kim kopi vastu. If something needs to be produced, where will one depending upon that? And if it has to be discarded, where can it be discarded? What is who is controlling the vidhi nisheda, which is being ordained that this is to be? Shunyastu tasya acha atmana. If atma is shunya, where can that the atma, who will do that? Vidhi and nisheda, that is ordained and prohibited. For whom it is there in the Veda. That is why the Buddhas, they don't accept the Vedas, no? Avasideni rakudam tasmat sarvamidam jagat. This whole universe, therefore, having no cause for extinction, may come to an end. So, if it is sarvamidam jagat, the entire world will become nirakudam, will become non-existent, asati asti chet. This is how it is being explained. Sorry. The refutation of the doctrine of the five skandhas. Now, the five skandhas which have been mentioned by the Buddhas is being refuted. Kandanam Paramanunam cha Sangatat. 1 minute. Sangatat Sangata itasti chet. Sangata ityarthi chet. Kandanam Paramanunam. Now, as the theory of that were existent none who combines and elaborates the skandhas and parimanu, Sangata na vina hedum jada ghadapadadayaha. The combination cannot be occurred without a cause. A pot and a cloth, etc., the like are inert. They cannot, by coming together, cannot create an object by itself. They cannot come together by itself. They cannot become something of a object of thing. There has to be somebody, Chaitanya, who is instrumental for it. So that is what is being refuted. Mahanubhavo bhuyasamiti brandaha chet manyate. I shall become Mahanubhavo, which does the thing that deluded the Buddha think that nirvana, they will attain nirvana and I will become Mahanubhavo, is a delusion for such people, where that if they do not take a Chaitanya or a conscious entity behind all these things. Atma palako bauddha kimartam charadi vratam. What is the purpose of a Buddhist to observe vows while denying the existence of Atman? If Atman is being denied, why are they doing all the rituals or all the prakriyas or meditation, etc.? And there is rituals in the Buddhist philosophy. So that will become, why should they do it if they do not accept a conscious entity as an underlying cause for everything? Pratyabhijna is no illusion. This onwards, this Pratyabhijna thing, I will take it in the next class, because that is a subject by itself which needs very finer scrutiny. Okay, so I will stop here. 17th, 18th, this thing is what we stopped. From 19th onwards, we will take it. No, 18th is right. This is the 19th one. So we stop here. Any questions?
Can we? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Vijaya Bhagini?
Nasti Mahodaya.
Okay. Yeah, Patrick?
Well, this just, if we take the great saying Sarvam Kalidam Brahma to be factual or truthful, then when we say, I mean, this is, I don't have the background in Indian logic, but when Deep the other day said that the appearance has to be real because all of Brahma is real. What does that really mean, in the sense that we know that waking is a dependent reality as mithya? We're not denying that it's real. We're saying that is that what we're saying, that it's unreal because it's a dependent reality?
Yes.
And so then we say that the substratum is real because it is the so-called cause of that appearance, correct?
Here I got to stop you.
Yeah.
The idea when we talk as substratum, people get a feeling that it is not there in what is appearing on top of the substratum. Substratum is something like a base. What is appearing on top of it is separate from the substratum.
Yeah.
That is not what the substratum meaning there means.
Correct.
You have to understand that the waves are in the substratum of the ocean. The objects are in the substratum of the space. Means they have no independent existence without the substratum being present in them.
So when we go to number 13 in mine, it says, if the void is the cause of this world, then the world itself cannot be proved to exist. Yes. So, while it's easy to understand why the world doesn't exist,
the world exists. There are two things which you have to understand. Advaita says two things. The world, the way you see it and experience, is a delusion. But the world exists as a dependent reality, and if you really understand that as a subdependent reality, the way in which you have to accept the realities or the appearances have to be known as the substratum or the dependence on which reality is the reason because of which appearance are coming, that is, they are not separate from that. This is what I said, ananyatvam and advitiyatvam.
Right.
It is not separate. In fact, when the explanation or the commentary of Sarvam Khalidam Brahma, Shankaracharya very clearly writes that Sadatmana Sarvam Atma Eva. That means as Sat or existence, Sarvam Khalidam Brahma is only Atma or Brahma only as existence. The appearance is existing. The appearance existing is the reason why you have an experience. That existence inside the appearance has a commonality with all existence which you are experiencing. Like ornaments of the gold has dependency on the gold, waves have dependency on water, mud has the dependency, the ornament, mud pots and things like that, dependency on the mud. Like that, every object what is appearing in the space has dependency on the space. Without space, nothing can exist. Without water, no waves can exist. Without gold, no gold ornaments can stay. Without mud, no mud pots can stay. Without Sat and Chit, the existence and awareness, there is no experience.
Thank you.
Shobha Bhagini, Revati, any questions?
Can we say that when we focus on the experience, we are forgetting the substratum, and
yes.
that is why it becomes real? And
right.
Because Ramana said, just stop being aware of the experience. So I think he meant when we focus on the experience, we are forgetting who we are or what it really is. So if we remember that it is nothing but Brahman, then we don't bring in the delusion into seeing what is there. Like you always say that Brahmagnanis also see the world as we do, but without all the vrittis, meaning all the tendencies and what we bring to that experience. Because that is why when we look at, if 10 people look at something, they see it 10 different ways, because their own drushti is everything there. So
yes.
we infer it in our own way, whatever it is, whether we hear it or see it. So when you say that a self-realized person sees it in a pristine form, there is nothing attached to it. That is something that we will only know when we get there. I understand that. But just to, because it is Brahman only, all the appearance is also Brahman, right? So what makes it a different experience is forgetting that it is Brahman. Is that right? Correct understanding?
Right. In fact, you have to understand one extra thing which you have to add is that every experience has got bodham in it, awareness in it.
Mm-hmm.
The experience, when it is depending upon the object, we have a tendency to make it as an objective experience. The valuation of the object overrides the experience itself. But when you know that objects, let it be any number of whatever may be the object, it cannot create an experience unless the awareness with which they are experienced, though awareness overrides the objectiveness. Therefore, there is a unity in the experience. The objects keep maybe multiple experiences keep coming, but you see them as ripples of awareness, or awareness is what is producing that experience of the appearances or the objects.
Okay, when you say the awareness...
In the Vedanta Paribhasha, they explain it in the Nyaya language, saying that Pramatra avachinna chaitanya vritti nirupita vishayata chaitanya is the reason why we get into a knowledge. That is the knowledge.
Say that again, Mahodaya. Please repeat that.
It is there in the Vedanta Paribhasha beginning. It is the knowledge of condition by there is a knowledge, awareness, or the what you call the intelligence in the observer. When it is getting limited by the vritti or the thought or the sensory inputs, that also has to be of knowledge in nature. Then only this knowledge and that knowledge will merge together to know that the experience is taking place, and from that it merges with the awareness and the existence of the object, and when all the three becomes one, we have the experience of I know the object.
Okay.
So, in that process, if object is treated as separate and I am separate, there is that dichotomy which generates, and that is that dichotomy which creates all the problem for our experiences.
What you just said, I will have to listen to that one more time. If it is our way of explaining according to the Nyaya Shastra, I will have to listen to that. But so, put simply, what would that be?
Everywhere it is that bodham. In the bodha surupam, you are the bodha surupam, I am the bodha surupam, the objects in the world is all everything bodha surupam. And the acknowledgement of one bodha surupam by other bodha surupam, why is the reason that bodham is known to other bodham. But when we do not surup, take it from the bodha surupa or the awareness nature of the object and the subject, then there is a dichotomy of subject is separate, object is separate. When this is happening, then you cannot have sarvam khalidam brahma.
If you compare that to the waves in the ocean, is that like saying the waves looking at each other and just seeing that it is that is myself?
One wave is seeing another wave and saying that you are bigger, I am smaller, or I am bigger and you are smaller. But if they know, both of them know that both of us are made of coming out of the same ocean, that bigger and smaller has no relevance, no?
So then for the waves to think that I am the ocean, I'm seeing myself here as this wave, and then I'm seeing those waves as a different size and shape and all that. All the while remembering, everywhere I look, I am Brahman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the point is that you're still there's still an experience. I'm not going to say you're seeing objects, but there's still an experience, and that's what I was referring to, that alchemy, that there is the appearance, and therefore even though one doesn't distinguish between the objects, the so-called objects in the appearance, there's still an appearance, and that's what I'm talking about.
But they say that, Patrick, that even after self-realization, they see the world.
Right, that's what I know. And so the point
so you
is
are asking, is your question, why do they see it?
No, how I want to know, and that's what I think Dakshinamurthy does, though, is that by the end, is one is given a full explanation of the appearance. I'm trying to ask for the end of the book to come now, and how is the appearance? There's the contents of the appearance. If we set aside the notion that the contents of the appearance are a part, that that is the substratum, that is Brahman. So if we're clear on that, there's still the.
But
how do you reconcile the fact that there is an appearance?
They're not apart. They're not apart. Nothing
there is no apart. No, there's no apart. I meant apart. So nothing is
apart. Okay.
Yeah, apart. So there's not a pot. So the point is, though, is that there is still an appearance, and that's what I'm asking.
That is something that is hard to understand. I'm trying to.
Bindo's not going to tell us yet.
Yeah, it is explained as that is my nature. That is Brahman's nature.
Let me ask you one simple question. What happened to the appearances of the waker and the dreamer when you were alone in the deep sleep?
They're gone.
So they were gone. But did it reduce the experience of being yourself?
No.
Yeah. So the appearances, if that has not made any changes of yourself, if the appearances are separate in dream and separate in waking, can't you understand that they are mere appearances?
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, but where'd the appearances come from, Bindo? That's what I'm asking.
Devasya Swabhava. That is the nature of awareness.
Okay.
It's inherent in me. It is me as a whole, where I can see, and please pardon me for saying I hear, but Ramana did not say find out who Brahman is. He said find out who you are. So it's the waking and the dream state are. The waking is as good as a dream state as in it plays as a state and then it goes away, then lets the other one come, that plays, then that goes away, then Sushupti, or whichever order that we want to take it. So just playing, Swami Vivekananda said it in this way, nature came, played on you and went away. He said it played on you and went away. And so that's what the dream and the waking states are doing, playing, not it's on us, like.
But Shobha, you know it's not enough.
But right, but I'm just trying to.
No, I know you're doing, and I totally accept it. But what I'm saying is, there's not enough there. That's not enough. That's not. It's too divine an appearance for it to just be satisfied that that's Brahman's nature.
But see, in trying to, while analyzing this, what we are doing, I think, is we are forgetting that we are that.
Not at all. I think it's worth understanding that process of so-called.
No, what I'm saying
creation,
is it will to approach it while forgetting who we are will make it different.
Absolutely, totally agree. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Anyway, that's enough for Bindo.
I don't know if is it different to say. I think the question is why we are seeing this, as Arvind Mahodaya said in the beginning itself, to question every experience, questioning it in this way that why am I even seeing it as separate from me, is what I think he was saying. Right, Mahodaya?
Yeah, Pratibodha Viditam Matam. Every bodha is what is happening. It is a very momentary moment. What you are experiencing is your own awareness. And that you have to clutch it or grasp it in such a way that you see that aspect in the object also.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shobha.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Mahodaya.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you all.